We're going to do a seated warm-up, and then we'll come into some standing strength and balance work behind the chair, so you've got the chair to hold on to. Then we'll come back to seated, and then we'll do some more strength and mobility work in the seated position. So as always, stop, slow down. If you're new to the class, if you want to just sit and watch for a moment, just to understand what it is that I'm talking about, then feel free to adapt things as needed as we go. I'm just going to pop a little bit of music on in the background. Okay, set that it's that should switch. Okay, so shuffling towards the front edge of the chair. We'll bring our feet together and then take the feet into a V shape and bring the heels round so that we're setting our ankles underneath our knees. We take the shoulders up and back and down, and then bringing the hands to the lower rib cage. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. When we breathe in, we're trying to expand the width and the depth of the rib cage on the in-breath. Shoulders are nice and soft. We take a big breath in and breathe out. And big breath in and breathe out. One more time, breathe in and breathe out. And then release those arms, give those arms a little shake out. Okay, you take just the hands to the top of the hips. We're going to tilt the pelvis backwards and forwards. Imagine the pelvis to be like a full bucket of water, and when we tilt the pelvis forward, the water spills forward. We tilt the pelvis back, the water spills back. And we're trying to even off that imaginary water level so that we're bringing our hips underneath our rib cage, and that will give us our neutral spine, and it will mean that we're able to switch on and use our abdominals more effectively. Okay, so we'll set our neutral spine, release those hands, put them wherever is comfortable, and we're peeling an alternate heel up off the floor. So ball of the foot underneath the big toe. We want to feel our dominant weight there. When we come to do some standing work, the weighting that we put through our feet makes a big difference in terms of your balance. If you put your weight into your little toes, your ankles rotate, and then it will send you off balance. So we want to keep the weight in the ball of the foot underneath the big toe. That's it. Do one more each side. And then bring both heels down. Then we're to bring both heels up. So starting to just wake up those calf muscles. Nice and tall through the body, crown of the head. We've got an invisible string lifting us to the ceiling. Our shoulders are down. Our collarbones are open. So, do 2 more. And then bring the feet down. Coming into some shoulder rolls. Up and back and down. And one more backwards. And then change direction with the shoulders. So we curl the shoulders forwards. And one more time. And then bring the hands down by our sides. Now we're going to separate an arm raise versus a shoulder raise. We're going to get you to bring your hand to your shoulder to give you, this hand is here just for feedback. Then we raise the arm as far as it will go without that shoulder lifting. So if it wants to lift, then just leave the arm there. Then lift the shoulder, draw the shoulder down, and bring the arm down. So let's try that again. So don't let the shoulder lift first. We lift the arm only as far as it will go without lifting the shoulder. If you can come up higher, come up higher. Then we lift the shoulder, slide the shoulder blade down, and bring the arm down. Let's do that one more time. So we're looking at the correct order of recruitment of arm raise versus and then shoulder raise. So arm comes up first, and then we raise the shoulder, draw the shoulder down, and then we bring the arm down. So we're looking at shoulder mobility. And like I say, just being aware also about what happens when we lift that arm up, because quite often for some people it all comes up at the same time, and we want to try and separate that. So just the arm, as far as it will go, might be here, that's fine, or a bit higher. Then we raise the shoulder, draw the shoulder down, and then bring the arm down. Let's try that again a couple more times. So just the arm, keep the shoulder down, shoulder raises, shoulder draws down, down. Last one here. So arm raise, shoulder raise, draw the shoulder down, and bring the arm down, and then loosen off through those shoulders. Okay. We're going to come into a little spine twist here. So we're sitting up nice and tall again, just checking in the arc of our pelvic position, pelvis underneath the ribs. We're turning to look over towards one shoulder, just let the arms come with you. And then we come to the other side, and we look over towards the other shoulder. And again, so bring the arms with you, just so that bringing now the knuckles into the sternum. Keep the knuckles there, keep the chin in line and bring the legs together. Just going to intensify the rotation around the waist a little bit. If you've got lower back issues, be super careful with this one, okay? So you might not want to, you might just keep that rotation quite small, but if your back is okay, we're twisting to one side, keep the knuckles where they are, and we twist to the other side. Shoulders are down, collarbones being sent to east and west, and elbows nice and wide. So go with the rotation that your spine will allow. Like I said, be careful if you've got back issues. And then bring that back to the centre, bring the legs back to the mid position, and just a little rock from side to side, hip bone to hip bone. That's it, just loosen off the back. Okay, a little bit more for those shoulders. Again, that isolation I talked about, arm raise versus shoulder raise. I'm going to sweep the arms up to a wide position. Take a bend in the elbow, bring the hands behind your head, scrunch the shoulders up to the ears, then slide the shoulder blades down the back, release the arms and press the palms down. So a little bit of shoulder mobility work now here. So we come up to that Y shape, take a bend in the elbow, scrunch up the shoulders, draw the shoulders down, back of the neck nice and long, release the arms, press the palms down. That's it, let's do that one more time, breathe in. Breathe out to bring the arms up. Bend the elbow, scrunch up, draw the shoulders down, that's it, release the arms, and then press those palms down, that's it, just give those shoulders a little loosen off. Okay, coming into some side bends. Again, we'll just mobilise the spine in all of the different ways in which the spine can move. Hands by our sides. Now we're trying to keep the ear in line with shoulder and our shoulder in line with the hip as we drop one arm down to the side, nice and heavy through those hands. So try not to let this shoulder's going to want to creep up. Try to just let that shoulder be drawn down. Back up through the centre. Imagine you're holding some weights in those hands, so they stay both nice and heavy. So don't let this arm lift up. Back through the centre. Let's do one more each side like that. Checking in, shoulder is in line with the ear, shoulder in line with hip, and then through the centre and to the other side. We're going to do one more, but adding the opposite arm coming over, as long as your shoulder is happy to do that, and we go to the other side. So keeping that ear in line with shoulder, shoulder in line with hip, bring the arm up as far as it will go, and then bring that back to the centre. Reset those shoulders. Okay, we're going to come into the standing position now. So if you're not already sitting at the front of the chair, come to the front of the chair, take the feet wide, that's it, and we're going to just give those feet, make sure those legs are woken up. So we're just going to send those vibrations through the legs so the legs are ready to take our weight, and then when you're ready, we'll bring ourselves up into a standing position. Come and away, just behind the chair now. So the chair is here to support our balance. Make sure that your bands or anything else that I've given you is just tucked out the way, that you're not going to step on it or slip on it. So the chair is here for your support if you need it. If you don't feel you need to hold on to the chair, your balance is okay, then don't hold on to the chair, but it's there with both hands or one hand should you need. We're going to start by peeling an alternate heel off the floor. Just going to face this way so you guys can see my feet. They know what they're doing. So you guys can see my feet. Okay. So bring our feet together, and we take the feet into our V shape, and then we bring our heels around. So we set our feet underneath our hips. Hands to the top of the rib cage. We're thinking about the pelvis again, like that full bucket of water. Soften the knees, tilt the pelvis forward, then tilt the pelvis back. So that full bucket of water, and then we level off the water. So we're sitting the pelvis underneath the rib cage, and that will give us our neutral spine. Shoulders are down. Hold the chair if you want to. We're peeling an alternate heel up off the floor. So a bit like what we did this seated, so it just changes things up a little bit. Now we've got the body weight going through the body. We want to try and make sure we can feel the weight through the ball of the foot underneath the big toe. That's it. And then both heels down. Then rocking, you might want to hold the chair for this one. Both heels come up. Not a big raise. Again, try not to let the weight go into those little toes, because otherwise then your ankles have rotated, and this will help with our balance. So just little rocks into the balls of the feet, working those calf muscles. To help with our balance, we look about 2 meters in front, And imagine the abdominals like a corset that we've laced up, drawing the rib cage and the hip bones together. And that bracing will help with your balance as well. Do one more. And then give those legs a little shake out. Okay, I just crunched up my knees and stuff. There we go. Okay. So from here, I'm going to just pop one foot in front and then circle the knee around. Just be careful. If you've got bad knees, do a good knee first. Just see how that goes. We're not really moving the knee very much, and the movement is actually coming through the hip here. So we're trying to get some rotation around that hip joint. That's it. And then we switch sides, so we're just onto the wall of the foot. So it feels like you're circling the knee around, but actually the movement is coming from the hip. Just roll around on the wall of the foot. That's it, one more. And then bring that down. Okay. Coming into our roll down, so do you recommend you hold on to the chair for this one? Unless you know that your lower back is completely fine, then don't roll onto the chair. But for most people, I would recommend holding onto the chair. But we come into some roll down. So just watch me first, chin to chest. We're curling forward, nice and soft through the arms, and then we roll back up again. So the upper spine is getting this mobility work. We're not really getting into the lower back unless your back is sound and you're happy to come a little bit lower. So fingertips just touching the chair. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, nod the chin towards the chest, and then we're bringing the eye gaze down towards your legs. Allow the arms to soften, the shoulders to soften. We're curving the upper spine. And then we're going to curl back up again, keeping the chin tucked in. Restack the spine, and then reset neck and shoulders. Let's do that again. Like I say, you can come lower if your back is fine, and you're happy to come down closer towards the floor. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, nod the chin to the chest. Curling forward, supporting on the chair. It will help with balance and just give you a little bit more focus and support. You can let go of the chair if you know that your lower back is okay. You can come a little closer to the floor. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we curl back up again. Keep the chin tucked in. Restack the spine. And reset neck and shoulders. Just take a little step through those feet. Give the hips a rock from side to side. Okay. So from here, we come into some movements with our arms. So this is going to give us shoulder mobility, lengthening the chest muscles. So for a lot of people, they're tight here and not so strong in the back of the shoulders, and this is what creates this sort of position. So if we lengthen these chest muscles, strengthen the muscles in the back of the shoulder, we're going to be able to stand up straighter much more easily. We tuck the elbows into the waist. Imagine you're holding 2 plates of food. So we haven't sent our heel of our hand up. Our hands are as flat as you can get them. So like you're balancing plates here. Shoulders are down, collarbones being sent east to west. We've still got that pelvis underneath the rib cage. Take the hands to the outside, not dropping any food on those plates. Elbows tucked in, shoulder blades gently squeezing together. Then we bring the hands back in. Our in-breath is here. Out breath to send the hands to the outside. That's it, draw the shoulder blades together. Bring it back in breath. And out breath. That's it. And we bring the hands back in. Release the arms and come into a forward shoulder roll. Curl the shoulders forwards. Now, I'm going to make that a little bit, I'm going to increase the range of motion with that one. If providing your back is okay, we lean into the back as we open the hands to the side. Now your eye gaze can stay forward or your eye gaze can come up. If your back doesn't like being an extension or you need to look after your back, don't add the extension, just stay with that shoulder mobilization work that we've just been doing. Okay, so step those elbows back in, palms up. We're balancing those plates of food, so don't bend those wrists nice and flat, like you haven't got a wrist joint, nice and straight. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, hands to the outside. If you want to lean back, eye gaze can stay forward or eye gaze can come up. Draw the shoulder blades together, and then we bring everything back to the center. Let's try that again. Breathe in, and breathe out. Hands to the outside. Stay upright or lean back if that's for you. Eye gaze up or eye gaze forward. Draw the shoulder blades together. Bring it back in. We're going to do that one last time. Make sure those shoulders haven't cracked up. That's it. Breathe in. And hands to the outside. Eye gaze forward or eye gaze up, draw the shoulder blades together. And then bring that back in, release those arms, come into that forward shoulder roll. Okay, we're going to do just a little bit of balance work here before we come back down onto the chair. We get you to turn your chair to the side of you, so you've got your chair to the side, so you've got arms. So, with this one, it's a bit like walking on a tightrope. We used to, when I was at school, we used to call it pigeon steps, I don't know why. But basically, we're putting one foot in front of the other, we've got 3 steps forward, 3 steps back, which sounds really simple, but actually it's really quite challenging. And I do this with all of my classes. Just make sure, Catherine, you've not got any band to step onto. So, just in front of you, so you've just got to reach forward a little bit for that chair. Okay. So our feet are hip socket width apart to begin with. We're going to take the heel in front of one toe. You might want to hold on to your chair for this one, and hold on to the chair, and then the heel in front of the toe, and then heel in front of the toe. Now we're going to reverse it. Bring the toe behind the heel, and then we're going to bring the feet back into that mid stance. Okay? So we're going to lead with the same leg, so don't switch legs. I've been leading with this one, so just step with the same leg, because we will switch in a second. So I've led with my outside leg. As long as whatever leg you've just stepped forward with, just stick with that one. So it's all about balance. Like I said, it's deceptively difficult, this one. It looks easy, but it's not. Focus the eye gaze about 2 meters in front. Remember what I said about wrapping up this corset of muscle. Shoulders are down, chest is open. So let's try that again. Take a breath in as we breathe out. Heel in front of the toe. Heel in front of the toe. Other leg, heel in front of the toe. Then we're going to reverse it. Toe behind the heel, and then back to that mid stance. Okay, we're going to do that again. Same leg, so lead off the same leg. Last one on this side. I'm just going to come back a little bit because my head gets cut off. Take a breath in as we breathe out. So heel in front of the toe, heel in front of the toe. Last one, heel in front of the toe. Then reverse, lead with the same leg and take the toe behind the heel. Toe behind the heel, and then back to that mid stance. Good stuff. Okay, now I'm going to switch my chair around onto the other side. I'm going to change the leg. So the reason for switching is because you will, everyone's got a dominant leg, whether you've noticed it or not. You can probably step up, and if you're walking upstairs, you'll step up with the same leg each time. It may well depend if you've got knee issues and you're going to favour your better leg, but it will mean that you dominate, you will have a stronger side, and that will affect your balance. So we want to even up the leg muscles and also the coordination on both sides, and that will improve balance as well. So I've got my chair just in front, just so that I've got something to hold on to as I come forward. My feet are underneath my hips, shoulders are down. Take a breath in as we breathe out. We've got the heel in front of the toe, heel in front of the toe, heel in front of the toe, and then we're going to reverse it. So toe behind the heel, and then back to that mid stance. That's it. We've got 2 more. Same side, same leg leading now. Take a breath in as we breathe out. Heel in front of the toe, heel in front of the toe. 1 more, heel in front of the toe, and then I reverse it. So we go toe behind heel, and then back to that mid stance. Last one on this side, and then we're going to come sit down. Take a breath in as we breathe out. Heel in front of the toe. That's it. Heel in front of the toe. You can challenge yourself by not holding onto the chair. Toe behind the heel, and then bring the feet back together. Well done. Okay, keep those legs straight out. It is, like I say, deceptively hard. If you were practicing at home, and it's one that I strongly recommend practice, and guys who've been coming for a while, I've told you this before, but you can use a wall and just keep going so that you can practice those steps. Reverse, so you can go a little bit further, and then make sure that you switch sides and you do both sides as well. You lead with different legs. Right then, bring yourself back onto your chair. Bring your band with you. Bring your band now. We're going to do a version of that, but we're going to add in some resistance work. So I'm going to get you to place the end of the band onto the floor and come, so we've got a diagonal, so it's coming diagonally on the inside of the leg here. So we've got a band under one foot, and we've got diagonal set. So see how you get wrist issues, see how you go with this one, because what we could do, instead of with the band, we could use the hand weight. So that might be better if anyone's got any wrist issues. Otherwise, we've got the band just sitting over the palm of the hand. Now just make sure that our wrist doesn't bend and our heel of our hand, so we want the wrist flat. Yeah, so even if we're holding it, we're not doing this, we've got a nice flat wrist, that's it. So from here, tuck the elbow into your waist, just bring the other hand to your waist, because otherwise what tends to happen, to make it easier, your back's going to want to rotate as well, but I want only your shoulder to be doing the work. So the tighter the band, the harder you're going to be working the muscles around the shoulder and the chest. So it's up to you. If you want to work harder, you make the band tighter. You can loosen it up and make it a little bit easier. So elbow tucked in, we've got the forearm parallel to your thigh. Wrist is nice and straight. We take the hand to the outside and we bring that back in. Okay, take a breath in. As we breathe out, we take the band to the outside. So it's going to just fold over that knee, bring it back in. That's our own breath. So June, just turn your palm up to the ceiling. Yeah, so if you just turn your palm up, so you've got it like that, turn it up to the ceiling. Right. Yeah, but then just straighten that wrist. So just curl that wrist a little bit. I'm going to come and move your arm. Elbow tucked in. We take the arm to the outside and bring it in. Take a breath in and breathe out. Keep that elbow tucked into your waist. So the rotation is happening at the shoulder joint. So elbow tucked in. Just make sure that wrist, so we haven't got the heel of the hand sticking up, so you can really see your knuckles are the highest point on your hand. Yeah, so make sure your knuckles are higher than your heel of your hand. That's it. Don't turn around at the hip, so it's just the arm. Chest stays facing me. Do one more. So it's really making those shoulders work. And then bring it in. Ooh, we're going to go the other side. So your back, when you twist round, your back wants to help you. So your body will take the path of least resistance. Your body will recruit other muscles to help you make a movement easier. But we, in Pilates, we try and isolate the muscles and we work only the muscles we want to work. So our back would go, yeah, I can help you here. But we don't want our back to help us. We want the shoulder to be doing the work because we're strengthening that shoulder good. So same thing on the other side. If this is your weaker arm, probably you've started with your stronger arms, more logical, whether you've thought about it or not. But you might want to take a little bit more tension off the band. Okay, so elbow tucked in. Collarbones are sending east to west. Our palm is up and we send the elbow, that's it, keep the elbow tucked in, we send the hand to the outside. So the rotation is happening at the shoulder, opening the arm to the outside. That's it. If it's too easy, make the band tighter. If it feels like it's a real struggle, then make the band looser. That's it. Let's do two more here. Ideally your out breath is here. Keep the elbow tucked in. So if you've ever had a shoulder injury and you've been to a physiotherapist, they would have made you do that exercise for shoulder rehab. I'm going to do one more here. So we're back to the first side. Same band position, so we've got the band under the foot, but this time I'm going to reach down and grab hold of my band. So I've got an overhand grip. So I'm going to reach down and grab my band. So the band is now just sitting beside my knee. Your knuckles are facing me. So we can do the same thing with the weight, Tanya. So I go from my knee and then I'm going to bring the weight to my hip. So this is the move, guys, that we're going to do. So knee to rib cage, knee to rib cage. So that's the move. With the band, we've got a bit more of a pushing and pulling sensation. So overhand grip, knuckles facing forward. Again, hand on hip just gives you that look, stops the back helping you. We're getting the shoulders to do the work. So from my knee, I'm going to bring the band to my rib cage. My elbow is really high, back to my knee. Now check that wrist, all right? So imagine that the wrist can't do any bendy stretchiness. So breathe down. I gave the example, Michael switch hands. That's it. I gave the example, I was doing this with all my classes. I said, imagine you're starting a petrol lawnmower and my 30-year-old somethings all just looked at me like, what are you talking about, starting a petrol lawnmower? That's it. Ideally, the out breath is on the effort, the resistance. Do one more. There. That's it. Okay, we're going to switch sides. So the band goes under the other foot. We've taken an overhand grip. So our knuckles are facing forward, our hand is now beside our knee. So we've got a little bit of opening out into the back of the shoulder first of all, and then we draw the elbow up so that the hand comes to our rib cage. We bring the hand back to the knee. So again, if you've had a shoulder injury, you've been to a physiotherapist, they're probably going to get you to do this one as well. This is all shoulder rehab type work. Shoulder strengthening, mobility and strength, that's it. In breath here, out breath here, that's it. So keep those knuckles facing forward, so you're drawing a nice diagonal line from your knee to your rib cage. Make this the last one. Okay, just pop the band over your waist, give those shoulders a roll, and then give the wrists a turn. We're going to switch now to do some leg work. With this one, Tanya, probably do it without, if the band, is the band really uncomfortable?
The legs are fine, it's just the...
It's the wrist, okay. You just might not want quite so much tension on the band. Okay, so with this one, we do need to be towards the front edge of the chair. We're going to work our leg muscles. So, we're working quadriceps, these muscles here, we're working hip flexors over the front of the hips, we're working our lower abdominals as well. So with this one, we're going to do a set on one leg. So we bring the band into under the foot, so it's a bit like you've sort of got a skipping rope, so it's just underneath the foot. Toes are poking out the top. Okay. Set the elbows into the waist. A bit like riding a horse, although we haven't got the same grip, but we've got our elbows tucked in, and again our wrists are straight and strong. So we haven't done any business like this, or we've thrown them up. They're nice and straight and strong, so it's almost like you have no wrist strong. From here, I'm going to lift up the knee and then push the heel into the band. Breathe in to bring the knee back in, and breathe out. So it doesn't need to come in very high, only so high that you don't lean back. So the work is going on in the leg. If you don't feel it, make the band tighter. If you can't feel that in those leg muscles, make the band tighter. Breathe in, breathe out to push away. Keep those elbows tucked in, keep the hands still. So it's only the leg moving. So the arms are absolutely still. Only that knee is moving up and down. So hands stay still, elbows tucked in. Do one more. And then rest it down. Now take that leg long and just pause here for a second in a hamstring stretch. So the leg is straight and we're gently drawing the band back. So rest the heel on the floor and let the toes curl towards the ceiling. Hopefully you can feel some lengthening through the back of those legs. So a nice tight band is going to lengthen those hamstrings. Take the pressure off a little bit, not completely, but a little bit, and then we descend the toes to the ceiling, and then a little tap down. Well, this is lovely, isn't it? Bring the toes to the ceiling, and tap down. Quadriceps, hip flexors working now. One more, and then we bring that down. Take the ends of the band into the same hand. Other hand resting on the knee. We slide the leg out to the side, and then bring that leg back in. So, hip mobility now. So we're coming into external rotation of the hip. We're getting some adductor, so the inner part of the thigh. We're getting some mobility work here as well. So stay absolutely still through the body. Chest stays facing forward. The movement is coming only from that hip. Let's do one more. And then rest it down. We'll do all of that to the other side. Just take a little step through those feet, just lifting off those legs. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So loop the band round. We've got an end of the band in each hand first of all, and then we tuck those hands into those elbows. No, that doesn't make sense to I just said tuck the hands into the elbows, you can't do that. Tuck your elbows into your waist. You've got a nice line along the wrist, That's it, we're sitting up nice and tall. Lift the knee on the in-breath. Out-breath, push the heel towards the floor. Breathe in, bring the knee in. Just don't lean back. Keep the arms absolutely still. The movement is coming from the knee and the hip. Just be careful on bad knees. Although it should actually do us good, as long as it's not painful. So, discomfort, yeah, we expect that in the classes, but we don't expect any pain. If anything causes pain, then you stop doing it straight away. One more. Out breath here. Now, straighten that leg and gather up a little bit more. Gather up a little bit more tension on the band. So we want the band nice and tight. Draw the elbows in, turn the head, heel in contact with the floor, toes towards the ceiling. Feel that stretch through the back of the leg. If you can't feel the stretch down the back of the leg, make your band tighter. Nice and tall through the body, chest is open. Now take the pressure off a little bit. We're going to lift and lower. Breathe in, breathe out to lift. Breathe in, gently tap down. And breathe out. So that's where we're really switching on those quadriceps strength. Now, for standing balance, these are the most important muscles to keep our balance when we're standing, so this is why we spend quite a lot of time strengthening our quadriceps. Do one more. And then rest it down. Okay, we're going to pop the band, both ends into the same hand, other hand just resting on that knee, because we want to keep the rest of the body absolutely still. We slide the leg to the outside, just sliding the heel along the floor, bring it back in. If you're feeling super strong, you can glide the heel off the floor. Hip flexor strength, or you can just use the floor just to give you that little bit of support. Don't let the body rotate. Let's do one more here. Our out breath as we send the leg away. In breath to bring it back in, and then take the band off the foot, and then give those legs a little step through. And then a little rock of the knees in and out. Just loosen off through the hips. We're going to switch to use the ball now, so I'm just going to switch around and give you the ball. So we finish with the band, you can just throw the band away. Oh, I've knotted myself. There. There we go. So the ball gives us resistance work as well. It can help with positioning. So we're going to use the ball for both of those things in this next last little bit of work that we're going to do. So just put the ball between the knees. We need to be sitting far off on the front of the chair so we've got a little bit of a gap underneath our legs. We're going to focus on shoulder mobility first of all, and we're going to add in some abdominal work. So floating the hands up to shoulder height. Send your fingertips towards me. Curve the edges of the shoulders round without leaning forward, and then send the shoulder blades back. Send the hands forward. So I'm still sitting up tall, but the only movement is coming from my shoulders here. Then we draw the shoulder blades back. So send the fingertips forward, and then send the shoulder blades back. Let's do that one more time. Send the fingertips forward, and send the shoulder blades back, and then rest it down. Okay, the shoulders are loosen up. So a little bit more core work, folks. Although we were getting some core work when we were doing those that leg work with the band, our lower abdominals were working there as well. We're going to get a little bit of work, strength work into the leg muscles, quads, hamstrings, glutes. Sitting up nice and tall, we're going to squeeze the ball on the out breath. I want you to think about pelvic floor, sling of muscle underneath the body. We're lifting everything up and in at the same time, and that's going to engage our abdominal muscles. It's all linked. Okay, take a breath in. As we breathe out, squeeze the ball, squeeze the muscles in the bottom, and then we draw everything up and in. Those lower abdominals will be engaging, and then gently lower down. Try not to tense through the shoulders. The temptation is everything tenses up, so try and keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. Let's try that again. So lower body is working. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, squeeze the ball, squeeze the muscles of the bum, we lift the pelvic floor, everything is drawing stirring up and in, and then we rest it down. Okay, we can do 2 more like that. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, squeeze the ball, squeeze the muscles in the bum. We draw everything up and in, and rest it down. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in, and squeeze the muscles in the bum. Lift everything up, and then rest it down. Okay, we're going to add some arms into that to make that a little bit more intense. So as we squeeze the ball and engage those muscles, we're going to lift the arms, and it's just going to give us a little bit more engagement through those tummy muscles. Let's give that a try. Take a breath in as we breathe out. So we squeeze the ball, lift the arms, squeeze the glute muscles, lift the pelvic floor. Everything is coming up, and then rest it down. So the arms are just giving you that sort of lift feel as well. Let's do a couple more like that. Loosen those shoulders, try not to hold tension here. Take a breath in as we breathe out. So we squeeze the ball, squeeze the glutes, we lift everything up, and then rest it down. Okay, last one here. Breathe in, and we lift the arms, squeeze the ball, squeeze the glutes, lift the pelvic floor, and then rest it down. Okay, take the ball away. We give those knees a little rock from side to side, in and out, so we get a little bit more movement through those hips. Keep hold of the ball because we're going to use it in a second. Okay, so sitting towards the front edge of the chair if you're not already there. We're going to use the ball as a visual aid now. This one is, we call it stirring the porridge. I use it quite a lot. It's a great one for our core mobility and stability. So our core muscles, abdominals, corresponding muscles in the back, our pelvic floor and our diaphragm create this cylinder of muscle. Take those knees wide. We're going to use the ball to stir around. So imagine we've got a big porridge pot and we've got a great big spoon. We're going to use the ball. We're going to stir around one way and then we'll stir around the other. Leaning forward and then maybe leaning back if your back is okay. If your back is problematic, you might want to just make the stirring a bit smaller, maybe not leaning back as well. So if your back is problematic, be a little bit careful with this one. You just reduce the range of motion. Nice. Take a breath. As you breathe out, stir on. Breathe in to bring the ball back in. Breathe out to send the ball away. So go in your own time here. Don't need to be exactly the same as me. Breathe out to send the ball away. Breathe in to draw the ball back in. So we're working core muscles. We're working our shoulders. We're working the muscles through our back and mobilizing the spine. One more this way. Bring it back in. We're going to go the other way. Breathe in and breathe out as we circle in the other direction. Breathe in to bring the ball back in. Breathe out to send the ball away. That's it. And do one more here. Breathe out to send the ball away. And then bring that back in. Step the feet in. Just take a little rock from side to side through those sit bones. We'll do one last little bit of strength work with the ball. Now, if your ball pops off and rolls off across the room, I will get it for you. You're going to pop the ball underneath the crook of the knee. You need to be as far forward on the chair as you can, so as far forward that you feel that you can still balance. This is a small move and everyone will go in their own time. You're going to kick the heel up towards the bum, and this is going to work your hamstring muscles, these muscles in the back of the leg. It's going to work hip flexors as well. So you need to be towards the front edge of the chair and we've got a little kick here. If the ball is just not playing ball, then you can do that without the ball. But the ball just gives us that little bit of resistance to work against. Those leg muscles working super hard. Do 2 more. And then we're going to switch sides. So, like I said, if you were following at home and you didn't have a ball, those little kicks are still going to be working those hamstring muscles. It's going to lengthen over those quadriceps. Just be careful on bad knees on this one. Again, it should be quite a good strengthener for the knees, but if it's causing any pain, don't do it. So little kicks, sending the heel back towards the bum. You're just squeezing the ball under the crook of the knee, or it would look like that if I couldn't use the ball. Do one more. And rest it down. Okay, just give those legs a little pedal out. So if you have any sort of burning sensations going on in those legs, that's just a little bit of lactic acid build up. So we just want to flush that lactic acid out. Okay, We're going to pop the ball down. We don't need the ball now. We're going to just loosen everything off. Okay. So, to mobilise our spine, we're going to bring our chin to chest. This is a bit like the roll down when we did standing up, but we're doing a seated version. Bring chin to chest. Slide the hands just over the tops of the knees and create a curve. We've created a C curve through the spine. Then sitting up nice and tall, set the shoulders now. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we send the hands just over the tops of the knees, create the C curve through the spine. Breathe in to sit up. And breathe out. Send the hands over the tops of the knees. And sitting up tall. And take an arm across the chest. And then just either holding the forearm or the upper arm, we're just going to squeeze that arm into the body. So we've taken an arm across the chest and just give a little bit more of a shoulder stretch. And then we'll come to the other side and arm across the body, a little bit more of a shoulder stretch. And then bring the hands down. Taking the back of the hand over that thigh. Try not to let the knees knock in together. We turn then to look over your shoulder. Using the back of the hand, that's the hands, a bit of a lever. You can press the back of the hand into the thigh. And when we look over the shoulder, it's going to just open out down the side of the neck, mobilise the spine, draw the shoulders away from the ears. And then bring that through the centre and we go to the other side. So we take the other hand, to the back of the hand onto the side of the thigh. Then pressing against that thigh, but not letting the knees knock in together. We look over the shoulder, opening up the chest, gently draw the shoulders away from the ears. And then bring that back through the centre. Taking the hands to the elbows, send the elbows forwards, separate the shoulder blades, just let the spine soften. And then sitting up tall. One more time, breathe in and send the elbows forward. And sit up tall and then release the arms. We're going to take 3 floats of the arms just to finish as we usually do. Take a breath in as we breathe out. Float the arms up and then bring the hands down. Breathe in and float the arms up.
Primary School.
Oh, sorry. We'll do one more time and then I need to take that call, guys. The arms up. And then we bring those hands down and we will finish there. Well done everybody. I'm just going to pause the video. That's